Today we got a pretty fun device we're installing a custom ROM on. It's going to be the LG G5 we got here. I'm really interested in the custom ROM scene for this phone, mainly because it's just so easy to take the battery out. Gives you extra privacy, you can pack like 3 of the things in your bag if you're staying away on like an extended trip. So I guess I'll just stop wasting your time and get started. Now I bought this thing off eBay, so I wasn't exactly sure if I could unlock the- Oh wait, what's the password? I actually don't remember. Did I show it in the original video? Oh cool, I did show it. Alright, we don't have to reset the phone. Alright, so now let's head into settings. About device, which is, oh yeah, that's right, they segmented it. Software info, and spam the build number. Oh, God damn it again. Then developer options. Whoa, turning on developer options might result in irregular behavior in your device. These options are recommended only for advanced users. Don't worry, I've bricked like 2 phones before. I know what I'm doing. And thankfully the option we're looking for is right there, enable OEM unlock. I gotta turn the password off. Now in Adjust World, that would be the end of it and we can like do OEM fast boot unlock, but I've gotten some comments before where you gotta like go into like some stupid portal online, like an unlock code like Motorola, so I don't know what's gonna happen, but I guess we'll find out. Let's do ADB reboot fast boot. Wait, what? It says USB debugging is connected, so let me guess, it's a Windows driver issue, right? I mean, it looks like everything has a driver, but we may as well install them just to be safe. Oh, hey, look at that. The driver page has the LG G5 at the front, so it's gonna work, right? This site can't be reached. Alright, well, here we go. Okay, does XDA have anything? Yeah, not finding anything here. I guess it's time for Linux. You know this is actually a Chromebook, right? Let's see if that command works here instead. There we go, see? Wait a sec, that did nothing. Maybe we gotta reboot into bootloader instead? ADB, reboot, bootloader. That seemed to be the fix, and it literally says fast boot mode for bootloader unlock. That's the only function it has here. Quick guidance, how to unlock. Fast boot OEM unlock. Alright, seems easy enough. Fast boot OEM unlock. What? Okay, wow, it just works just like that. Alright, well, shit, I was expecting this to be like a half-hour ordeal, but it just works. Thank you, man. Now I guess we get to check out XDA and see what they got. And immediately, we have a listing for Lineage OS 22 on the LG G5. That's Android 15, right? Please follow the install instructions on your device's wiki page, linked below, but which one do we have? H30 is an older LG G5 from T-Mobile. Alright, so it seems like that's it. Click on this one. Oh, there's an entire Lineage OS page dedicated to this thing. That's pretty surprising. I thought it was unofficial. And we got Lineage OS 22.2 from, that's today. We have a build from today release for this thing. Well, damn, I guess I'll just download all 3 and flash it. Okay, now that we have the files downloaded, what does the guide say? Apparently we gotta be inside the bootloader, which we already are, and then fast boot flash the recovery file over. Command failed. Maybe it's because of like the weird directory thing I had to do, like dragging the file in there? Let's try from the home directory then. No, it's the same error. I don't know, fast boot, reboot, fast boot maybe? Yeah, no, that's the Android OS. At least we have a kill switch. After that, I was kind of just in like this loop of troubleshooting, so I did some extra research on XDA, and turns out LG did not put the typical fast boot commands into the bootloader. You need to follow the other methods available on XDA to get TWRP on your device. Okay, so it's not going to be easy. Quick notes, T-Mobile is easily bootloader unlockable, but no fast boot commands available. We need the Dirty Cow exploit. Alright, so install TWRP recovery. Download 4 recovery files. Okay. Well, oh, fucking fantastic. It redirects to a different website completely. Can the Internet Archive save me here? No way. Alright, please tell me the files download. Ah, shit. This isn't going to be as nearly as just like flashing the files over, but there is this fork from the website we had where there's like, I don't know, like a bunch of ways to build it. This repository is set up for building inside an Android OS build environment. Please add it to your local manifest folder. What? This one kind of had me stuck for a while, so I just ended up asking a bunch of people in my members-only Discord to help out, and we actually got 3 files that may work here. Or sorry, I misspoke, 4 files, but the main issue with one of the files here, which I think it's this one, it couldn't be located online. They were able to like fetch the other ones, but this one, no dice, so they had to use Claude Code to help compile it. So this may or may not work, but it's really kind of our only choice at this point, so let's see. After copying those 4 over, now we ADB shell, run all of these lines on the side here. It's looking good so far. The first step worked, but now we gotta use the file that the AI helped on, so this might be where we fail. Or I guess not, it seems like it worked here, but one thing that's kind of like making me skeptical here is it says wait for completion, your phone will look like it's crashing, but the phone's kind of like fully functional here. And after running the last step to see if we could ping it inside of recovery, we get no response, so we're back to square one. So I asked for even more help, and now we got this thread that says noob friendly. And it is, all we really have to do is just run this command file script, which needs Windows, so we gotta fix that. Okay, so this was probably a terrible idea, but I'm desperate, so I don't care. There was this website, LG USB driver, and they offer a download, so I just said fuck it and hit it. And believe it or not, it actually works. I mean, it might have installed a rootkit, but I don't care, man, just work. Also, I remember reading on XDA that we gotta be on Android 7 to exploit the thing, and we're actually on 8 on 30C, so that's also gonna be a problem. Alright, so to downgrade this thing, I'm using like a bunch of resources from this thread right here. We're gonna be rolling this back to 20A, which is the first Android 7 build for this phone, so it should be exploitable. Oh, and also, apparently I installed that sketchy driver for no reason, because there's an entire directory of stuff right here. A bit of time later, I followed every single instruction on this XDA form right here. Shut up, phone. And after downloading the KDZ file, downgrading with LG up, we're actually on the base firmware. Well, I mean, close enough to base. This is the one that works after the first version of the anti-rollback feature, which ironically was implemented to stop people from doing exactly what I'm trying to do, install TWRP on this. But anyways, the important thing to make note of here is that we're on Android 7 now. Our security patch went from like 2018 to 2016, so we should be set here. Going back to the noob-friendly script, we gotta resume from right after they unlock the bootloader, connect phone with PC in MTP mode and copy recovery.img to the phone's internal storage. Okay, we gotta go into file manager. Look how much shit I have open, man. Oh, but wait a sec, what recovery.img do they mean? I'm taking a look at both files here. I'm not seeing anything in either. Your wanted recovery. Oh, okay, so we just download TWRP and should be smooth from there. Alright, let's go to download links. Then we'll go with, I guess just the newest one. Then rename that to recovery. Throw it inside of the G5. And then we run easyrecovery.cmd. Yeah, the puns are really funny the first time you see it. Not so much the 8th time, and it's like 4 hours in. Alright, so let's double click on this. Press 5, then press 7, then enter 0 to go back. Now press 2 and wait until it says warning. This device doesn't look like a T-Mobile V20. Proceed anyway. It's not V20, but it should still work, right? It's still exploitable? Ah, fuck it, just work. Okay, now it says exploiting. Are we actually getting somewhere here? Pushing exploit succeeded. SE Linux is oh no. Error 1, operation not permitted. Does the script know that happened? Because it says, congrats, your custom recovery is installed, but am I gonna get like a giant middle finger when I try to use it? Give the guy a hug, then run option 3 to install root. Can I just use the recovery? Oh, okay, it just rebooted. So is TWRP gonna pop up here? Thank you! Fucking thank you! I hate LG phones so much. Oh my god, I'm never buying another fucking one of these. I started this video at like 9-10 a.m. It's like, what, 2 p.m. now? This has been my entire day. Alright, so back to what we were doing initially. We're gonna install Lineage OS 22.3. So to do that, we're gonna wipe all the data on the phone to remove encryption. Alright, now we hit advanced, ADB sideload. Then we send this file over and just watch it fail. Oh, wait a sec. It's actually installing without an issue. I mean, as cool as that is, will it boot? Please. Oh, let's go! Let's go! Lineage OS 22.2 is booting. Can somebody at LG please explain to me why you would make the bootloader unlockable, but just lock all the commands behind it? Because I lost my entire day doing this. Regardless, though, we finally get to play around with this. Oh, and yeah, speaking of LG being the best company in the world, the VoLTE implementation is restricted to the stock ROM itself, so you're kinda SOL if you want to use this thing in America. I mean, that's not entirely true. If you have a T-Mobile SIM card, you can use 2G on this thing. For some reason, they haven't shut down those towers yet, but you can use like 2G calling and 2G data if you really want to suffer. One thing Lineage OS doesn't seem to be helping out though is the automatic like light sensor this thing's got. It sucked on the stock ROM and it sucks here as well. Looks much better now though. Now without running any apps on this thing yet, I could tell my initial impressions of the performance this has got is that it's actually pretty snappy. But you know, I actually never double checked. What Android version is this actually running? Let's see, Android version 15. Okay, so this is 15. Let's head to the browser for a sec though, and actually, I forgot what specs are inside of this phone. 4 gigs of RAM, Snapdragon 820, you got a 1440p display. We could probably run Fortnite on this if we really wanted to. I mean, it's gonna run at like 3 FPS, and it just kind of sounds like a terrible idea, but so is installing a custom ROM in the first place. Roblox on this phone installed just fine, but whenever I try to install Fortnite, it just like bugs out. Okay, I guess we'll try out the Epic Game Store instead. Let's download this. What just happened? Is the phone off? Did it crash? What the hell? Did it fry the entire phone? Okay. Alright, so it did crash. You know, the back of the phone was kind of warm. For a sec there, I thought it fried the entire thing. Actually, in the original experience video I did on this phone, it kind of did the exact same thing when I tried to do like a Discord call, so maybe it's like a battery voltage issue. Either way, let me plug it in and try again. Okay, so it still crashes. I guess I just need a new battery for this thing, but it's like, what, 5 days away, so we'll just stick with Roblox for now. All you gotta do is handle natural disaster survival. Can you do it? In about 5 seconds, dude, the display's just gonna go... Or I guess not. It seems to be performing fine here. It's actually like not exactly 60, but oh, okay, we got an exploiter. But anyways, it's not exactly 60 FPS, and I don't really have like an overlay here, I think. Yeah, nah. What? Okay, well, fuck you, man. Let me finish my sentence. It's around 45 to 50 FPS, I feel. So I'm kind of confused why downloading Fortnite crashes the phone, but playing a game like Roblox doesn't, but it works. We are going to be taking a look at some other custom ROMs on this phone, you know, if any are available, because it's kind of a pain in the ass to install them, but I kind of want to set like a basic like benchmark for this thing, so we're going to run Geekbench 5. Never mind, couldn't even start the benchmark. I'm sorry, I turned the camera off for 1 second, getting ready to set this thing down, grab a glass of water, and it just wants to kill itself. I'm going to try this one more time. If it doesn't work, we're just going to move on to a new custom ROM. What the Next. Please be broken. Please be broken. Ah, damn it. Isn't it just like a fantastic coincidence that every single LG device I take a look at is just a piece of shit? You got the G3, barely responds to your touch. You got this thing that just dies. Does the LG G6 like give you an electrical shock or something? It's like, goddamn, dude, this entire IT project working on this phone, it just makes me wish I got into soccer as a kid instead. But yeah, this is fun. All right, let's take a look at the next ROM. You got HROM. Oh, this seems to be like a highly customized version of the stock ROM for the G5, which means it actually supports VoLTE. Added some missing apps, debloated, rooted with Magisk. Sure, why not? Let's take a look at it. File cannot be accessed. Alright, well thanks for saving me the trouble. Full mixed ROM 5.5. Is this one down as well? Of course not. At this point I'm kind of taking it as like a sign from God. He's just like screaming, please, stop using this phone! Alright, what about Xenon HD? Hey, finally a working link. Alright, you know the drill by now. A to B sideload. Alright, and it seems like it installed correctly. Now, main question here is, are we gonna have another like voltage issue where the thing just dies? I guess we'll see in like 5 minutes, but in the meantime, take a look at this cool boot animation. And after waiting 30 minutes for this thing to boot, finally we're inside of Xeon HD. Oh, okay, well, there goes the ambient light sensor. I can't have anything with this phone. Anyways, based on the home screen here, I don't think it's too crazy to guess this is definitely based on Lineage OS. But usually when it comes to this custom ROMs, there's like really weird stuff inside of settings that give us like a bunch of custom yep, right here. Themes, change UI style, accent color, style. Okay, I mean, I guess this is cool, but I was kind of expecting something like TouchWiz. What else do we got here? Status bar, display VoLTE icon. Oh, cool, you can pretend you have it. Quick settings. Oh, transparency. Oh, that doesn't look nearly as good as it does in Material 3. Navigation gestures. Oh yeah, these actually weren't native to Android 9, so this is gonna be like some like hacky implementation, right? Navigation bar must be disabled. Oh yeah, right. Navigation, turn that off. And now we got it kind of works, right? Oh, there you go. Yeah, this is a very, like, hacky implementation of what was, like, native in Android later, but it does work. For some reason, though, like, the back gesture doesn't seem to work. Can we turn that on, maybe? Oh, back is swipe up on the left or right side down here, not like, from this side. I'm really glad this gesture to go back didn't stick around, because that's just kind of, it feels weird to do. Okay, aside from that, anything else cool about this? Nothing in power menu, notifications, not really. Maybe miscellaneous, or nah. I know we kind of got through this really fast, but the most interesting thing to me was just how they did like the iPhone X gestures before it became like standardized inside of Android, because going back from the side here just sucks, man. You're gonna like misfire and just like leave your app often. At least we can use these to reboot into TWRP. Or, I guess not. Okay, well, we'll just do it the old-fashioned way then. Next up, we're going to take a look at Tizen ROM. Now, this one's for the H850, but I don't think it's going to really matter, right? Oh, cool. Apparently, we got like a custom setup for this thing. Continue to install ROM. Oh, no. Here comes the bloat. Sure, you know what? Why not? Just pack it all in. And after the installation, the phone's like blinking right here, but I'm not seeing anything on the screen, so maybe there's like a model incompatibility here. I'll just kill the phone and see what happens. All right, blue light, and same thing. After that, I spent like a good hour browsing XDA for pretty much anything I could install that looked weird, and unfortunately it seems like every single link is dead. So I think I'm just gonna call it there. You know, every single one of these videos I do, I think it's gonna be a cakewalk coming in here, but something always messes up. It always has to test me somehow. So I hope you enjoy my my continued suffering with these old Android phones that I really just wish I could bend in half. But anyways, thanks for watching, and let me know down in the comments, what other phones do you want to see me custom ROM next? Alright, I'll see you later.